Cyclocross Magazine here with Calder at the 2017 Montana Cross Camp. How many of these have you been to?
This is my fourth one.
So, is that a record?
I think so. I'm tied with my teammate Scott for most camps.
So, having been here 4 times, you've probably done a lot of the same stuff, right?
Yeah, it changes a little bit every year.
Yeah.
The first year we had different coaches, and then Chris came on. I think he's been here for the last 3 years, and Tobin probably for the last 2. And so they've brought new drills and stuff with them, and it's been really cool.
What's the big motivation to come back?
It's a great way to like jumpstart your cross season, especially coming off the mountain bike. You gotta start doing the cross goes again, which you should have been doing during mountain bike season, but yeah, I don't always remember to do that. And then I think most important, getting to meet the new riders who are like coming up into the 17, 18, or 15, 16 fields who are going to be racing later in the season.
Some time to do some competitive intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, before these camps, I usually don't know very many of the riders. I'd say probably 90% of the riders who I know out at the races I've met here.
Yeah.
I don't really meet a lot of them and get to know them at the races. It's usually at Montana.
Does that make racing against them more fun when you meet them back at nationals or a big race?
It kind of is fun because then you're not when you get aggressive with them, you know, it's competitive. They're not going to start yelling at you if you're chopping them. They'll just go right back and chop you.
Yeah.
So you're still competitive, but you also know that they're good. You're having fun.
They're already familiar with your elbows and everything.
Yeah. They already know what's up.
You mentioned you were doing some mountain biking. Is that equally important to cyclocross? Or?
Right now, it's about 50-50. By the time mountain bike season ends, I'm ready to get on the cross bike and start racing cross.
Yeah.
And then by the time cross season, end of it rolls around, I'm like, I want to get on my mountain bike. So right now, it works out pretty well because the seasons don't really overlap. So
you feel like you're better at one than the other?
I feel like the past couple years I've been better at cross. I think I'm still probably a little better at cross, but I've gotten a lot better at mountain biking over the years.
Do you take a break in between?
Or? Between cross and the beginning of the mountain bike season, I'll take like a week or 2.
Yeah.
I'll probably take a little break after mountain bike season before I really start training for cross.
After being here for 4 years, what's the biggest takeaway this 4th year?
It doesn't get any easier. Like, I find like on the climbs, I'll go just as hard every year, but I'll finish a little higher each successive year.
Yeah.
So you could go easier and you could like just kind of soft pedal in the middle of the group, but then what's the point?
Yeah.
It's good training to just go as hard as you can.
Speaking of climbs, last year I understand you won one of the KOMs, and then this year you put the hurt on everyone early. Can you tell us about how that went down?
I tried. Well, I knew the U23s were here, Lance and Gage, so I figured the only way I was going to win one was if they really messed up or they didn't really feel like going for it. So I won the first KOM. I won and that was second. And then second on the next 2, and then third, and then second. So the U23s got the best of me.
Yeah, we drove up and we saw you had a big lead, but someone was chasing you down, huh?
Engaged.
Yeah.
I told myself I wasn't gonna look back because I didn't want to look and see like the U23s just sitting on my wheel. So I was like, just go for it.
And when he caught you, did you try to sit on his wheel, or did
I
he
tried for like 10 seconds, and I couldn't hold it.
What's your biggest goal for this cross season?
I'm not sure which one's the biggest. Probably winning nationals, and then I think a top 15, top 10 at Worlds. Those are my biggest goals.
So you'll have a long season, sounds like.
Yep.
Yeah. How would you describe Jeff Proctor?
Very dedicated. You can tell when he's talking, when you read his book, that he really loves cyclocross. And it's a niche sport, so I think he's done a huge amount to draw people into this sport with juniors.
Yep.
Arguably, the current junior cyclocross, taking him over to Europe, arose from his Eurocross camps.
Yeah.
So we would not be where we are right now with cyclocross if it weren't for him.
Besides bike racing, you do a lot of that. What keeps you busy?
I run cross country during for the school.
Yeah.
I'm not sure this year. I'm kind of on the edge about doing that. Hanging out with my friends. Homework keeps me very busy during the school year. So.
You got a lot of that.
Yes, I got a lot of homework.
Awesome. Well, thanks much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.